Welcome back to Metroid Dread Any tutorial series. In this part, we'll go through Cataris to Dairon to collect White Beam, learn how to fight against Kraid, perform the first sequence specs, which is called Early Grapple Beam, and navigate through Burenia to Dairon from another entrance to get to Speed Booster. Enjoy the video. Sliding to under that enemy is definitely the best choice than trying to avoid it. That enemy can be avoided if you're fast enough to get through that door. You take just 60 health of damage. It's not a big deal, I think. There's this statue here. It refills all your ammo and HP. You can take that for safety if you want to. We continue down here. No matter how fast you go in this room, you have to wait for this spider elevator. After this, continue normally this way. All of these ledges that you see here. Let me kill this enemy quickly. All of these kind of ledges you can just walk normally over like this. But since there was an enemy on my way, I would have to jump. This part is can be a little bit annoying, but you can jump from here. And also a good tip, always kill that enemy. Just always kill that enemy first before you do anything, because it will drop you down no matter what. There was 2 flying enemies here too, but I kept shooting that way, so they were not there anymore. You have to go through this, and you wanna shoot these directions all the time to go through them. You can barely make that jump there, then wall jump like that, and you can optimally get here to the next enemy zone. This enemy is a troll. I must say, this enemy is a troll. It's like I said, you remember how I explained about the set spawns for enemies and how it's RNG still. Well, this enemy loves to camp doors. I'm telling you, this enemy is either down below you or it's spawning here. And you just have to react to what it does. I mean, after you have gone through those rooms, it's not a big deal anymore. But when you come back, that enemy can still be on your way, and it has happened many times to me. After you have changed the direction of that Magna, I don't think anyone is able to practice predicting them. Oh, look, it's in the same spot still. If you notice it's in the same spot, you want to get its attention and quickly get through the door. That was a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, what else I can do there? Try to get away is the best solution. But I tried my best to melee counter it. It's just Phantom Cloak if he's there. That's a good point too. Phantom Cloak is helpful, remember to use that. Melee this enemy, can kill all those flying enemies there. Climb up this left part of the spider magnet. Charge the charge beam and open that door first, because it takes a little bit of while to open that first. Now it's open the whole time right now, because it was blocked from the other side. Here's the next Magna. This enemy spawns back here for some reason, so wanna be careful you don't get to launch all the way down. Now we come back and we go from the left side of this part. You don't have to go through this part, because you'll come back from it eventually. We see that enemy is there. We don't have to worry about it, we can just go to this way. And this is the way you have to go to. Shoot these parts. Walk through this with the Phantom Cloak, or slide with it. With the spider magnet, what you can do is, when you wanna wall jump like this, all you need to do is hold left and jump. You don't have to alternate between right and left. Just hold left or hold towards the wall and press jump button. That's the best way to say it. These enemies here, they are also pain. Better to kill them first and safely right with the magnet. Wall jump will make it all the way up here. If you want to, you can kill all of those enemies on your way so you don't get launched down by accident. Yeah, that's also a good point, that you can use a Phantom Cloak and just wait for it to pass you. That can be a good thing to do, just to be safe. At least though, if you get caught by enemy, you spawn really nearby because of the checkpoint, so it's not a big deal to get caught by one. It's just really scary. This enemy should never be... Oh, never mind. Okay, I got that. I must be honest, that's the first time I've seen any enemy spawn on that spot. I was gonna say usually it never spawns there, but before I even finished my sentence, it spawned right there. It spawned right there. Okay, this part, you can go from the right side, like this, and climb up. If you want to be a little bit faster and fancy, you can do the wall jump over here, like that. It's up to you. Continue to the right way. You don't take more than just a 10 health damage from those lavas. You don't have to be... what is the right word for it? You don't have to be worried about your health too much there. Cutscene time. You notice there's a energy E-tank part. We don't need to take that. There's 4 E-tank parts you're able to get on your way while doing this speedrun with the current route. And you can take that for the safety measure. Now we wanna go back where we came from. And I'm telling you, this enemy loves to camp doors, but you can jump over there. And I'm pretty sure it always spawns there. I really don't know where else it will spawn. You wanna go back here, and from here it can be tricky to remember. You wanna climb up and go through this enemy zone door. And don't feel ashamed to use a map at all. Map can be really helpful to look at, and just play through the game and getting familiar with the map layouts is gonna help a lot. But I can agree on something that many of you may think too. Lots of the enemy zones looks really similar, and I couldn't agree more, they do look similar. I had trouble to learn them at first. So let's continue. We wanna go this way, and the bestest way to get that part, to open that path, is to jump directly to this wall, then jump to the right door, and you have enough height to get that down. Remember the pseudo screw or whatever that is and kill that enemy that way. It's a little bit faster, but like I said, it's up to you how you play the game and how you wanna do something. That's a free E-tank, and take it and just move on. Now after this device, we are on our way to Dairon, the next area. The movement here I like to do is like this. Looks really smooth right now, but oh boy, let me tell you, when you get Speed Booster, that's when the run gets really fun. Speed Booster and Flash Shift makes this run extremely fun and flashy and so fun, I must say. I honestly don't mind these loading times because I get time to rest my hands a little bit and drink some water. When you come over to Dairon, you wanna climb up this right wall. It can be really easily forgotten what you have to do here at the start. This is the direction, and it's this Dairon path you're doing here is a very self-explanatory, or like really easy to remember. I usually like to do a melee there like that, so I avoid the enemy. I don't want to kill it, I don't want to melee counter it, I just want to make sure it's not on my way. Because shooting it is not enough. Now this area is dark, so we want to make the power back up. This one I always like to melee like that. That's how I do that part. You're going to skip the scam pulls in this tutorial, right? Oh yeah, it's faster to skip it, I mean. At first I was doing that because I thought that's fastest, but I mean, I just never thought about, oh yeah, you can skip it too. Okay. Power is back up, we get the white beam and we're out of this place. This part can be tricky to do like that fast because you're really close to the enemy. So if you want to be sure you don't get caught by the enemy, just wait for a couple seconds. Make sure the spinner, the witch spinner, I guess, goes away, and the enemy is like right here. Then you have more time and better chances to not get hit by the enemy all the time. It's up to you. Now we have white beam, and we had to go back. What I like to do here is jump over these, use the charge beam on these like that, and kill both of those enemies on my way like that. So I have a better chance to climb up here. These blocks can be really tricky because sometimes when you land, it may not hit them all at the same time. So the best way to hit those is to stand still and shoot after that while you have stood still for a couple seconds. Well, not couple seconds, but stood still like this, then shoot it through with the charge beam. Just so you don't lose a little bit of time, but it's up to you. You wanna keep going the right way. That's how you get out. After going through this enemy zone, you can open that block away. What I was able to do here a couple times is like this kind of strat. That's a really nice damage boost strat there. I had it happen by accident and it looks really cool. It works, I mean. Okay, so we continue back to Cataris. Open this path this way, and from here you wanna hold left all the way down here. Open this path and climb up this wall. Over here like this. Open this path over there and have a charge beam already loaded, so you will hit some shots to this shell. Only charged beams or missiles breaks the shell. After you have broken the shell, you can just smash as much as you want, or as well you can, or use charged beams, it doesn't matter, just some way you deal damage there. Patiently waiting for someone to finish his excellent tutorial to recruit him in potentially obsoleting the route. I know, the route is gonna be obsolete by now, probably. Thanks to the early screw attack, but that may not even be useful. Okay, this one I forgot to say. You can stand in the middle of this and wait for enemy to come out of any of these morph holes. The fastest way I do right now is just this spot, so I wanna shoot immediately this way. Make sure you shoot its head all the time, it's really important. After you have noticed it's starting to rise up, you wanna immediately switch to R button and get the Omega Blaster ready to shoot and take it down. You can do it from the door, you can exit from as well. Yeah, that's like, anything that works for you is fine. That's the one I'm using right now. Not sure is it the fastest, but I will believe it's the fastest because you may see when I go up here that going to the right is faster for Emi. Then when I do it from here, it's way too close then. Emi is gonna be way too close when it gets out of the morph hole. After morph ball, you wanna head this way, the left. Remember, you have to go to the left after morph ball. I think that's the important part of it. After this Emi zone, we go this way. Some optimizations like sliding here, if the distance is big like that, is fancy to do if you want to. Right now that's a heat room, we can't get there without Varia Suit. So what we do is head to this red portal and get Varia Suit. 10 missiles here, good to pick up. These are gonna be helpful against Kraid. There's a breakable block that makes it shorter at the door. Alright. I wasn't aware of that. Now after red portal, we're gonna go to the left. The way we get to Varia Suit is over here. Now for those who want to get some extra E-tanks, this is one of those E-tank parts you want to get. There's overall 4 of them on a way you can collect. Like I said about those optimizations, you can do the sliding there like that. It's pretty cool. Oops, I'm not playing so well. After going through those 2 morph ball holes, the game automatically takes you off from the morph ball. You don't have to press it yourself. It's good to open the door at first because it's a charge beam door. That's what I do here before I move the power here. Right now, just get yourself up here to safety. Open the pods and such. Remember that the trigger for that is to go to the left first, so the platform right drops down first. The next door is charge beam door. Open that before you get the Varia Suit. And you can skip the cutscene right away when you get the white screen. Depending on your health, and if you want to, you can get this super missile here. You wanna be quick like this. You can be a little bit slower too, it doesn't matter, but if you are not comfortable getting those missiles, it's 10 back by the way, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just skip it. And if you die, you just spawn next to the Varia Suit. It's not a big deal at least. Those enemies are good to kill, they give you health back. This is a charge beam door. Would be better to load the charge before you even get that door, so you don't even bother killing the enemy. Now when we have got to Cataris, and there's gonna be some questions about why not get bombs against Kraid to skip the second cycle. Well, here's the thing. The second phase is faster to skip with the bombs, but you have to go through Cataris to Dairon. In a Dairon you will get early Grapple Beam, which I will explain later, and after early Grapple Beam you'll get bombs. Then you have to backtrack back to Cataris and then fight Kraid. It's faster to do it without bombs, I'm sorry to say. But if you want to get it, I'm not going to stop you. Nobody should stop you from doing how you want to do that run. If you want to get those bombs, then go ahead and get them. As well as you'll get bombs, you may as well do the early Grapple Beam too, because you're right next to it. Here's the movement to get to Kraid. Kraid takes a lot of missiles or charged beams, and what we runners are doing, we just spam missiles to his mouth the whole time. Just spam the missiles. There's some RNG here, and there's 2 attacks he'll be doing. Let's see. He does to open the mouth, and this is a really tricky to shoot missiles to, so you probably want to wait and just shoot these balls to get more missiles. Now he wants to throw nails, so then we have a good moment to spam missiles. This is also RNG. You want to hope that he... Okay, here's a good RNG. If you're able to climb up, then do that, then spam missiles. Be cautious what he throws here, it can be really tricky. This part, you're able to jump over this, and it's a little tricky. I jumped too early there, I'm not too used to do it. To get currently the spikes to climb up, or actually just spider magnet to go down, you want to hit the middle of that belly, like that. When you have this animation with melee counter, you want to, on this animation, use the charge beam there just for a little bit of extra damage. But it doesn't matter, just can still match. Use missiles there a lot. So that's the Kraid fight. If I went too fast, then it's just you can just rewatch it. Take some notes what I did there. It went really fast, but I hope I explained all the important parts of the fight. Any advice on avoiding the flame balls in the first phase? You want to move around. Every flame ball is supposed to be attacking you all the time. So if you stand in that spot, then it's most likely gonna be attacking you only. The other balls that gives you health or missiles, they're random. Yeah, that's a better way to say. The flame balls are supposed to track you. Okay, they don't track, that's a good way to say it. They don't track, they're just set to attack on that spot where you are standing. So for early grapple you want to go to the right. There's a E-tank part here and I'll be getting it while we go here quickly, because right here is conveniently a save point. So for anyone doing a early grapple beam practice, this is the spot for you. Take this spot and make a save here, and you're good to go. Then you have a practice file for early grapple. And also getting this E-tank part. This E-tank part is the part of the practicing then for you. So what I do here, I slide through, and when Samus is through that, you want to press jump. And you don't want to mash it, you just want to press it a little bit after you have gone through. That's what you have to do for the grapple beam early. There's 2 jumps of them. Here's the one. I hope I didn't go too fast, but that's what you do. I'm gonna do it again. You want to slide through, and after Samus have gone through the hole and you're like mid-air, you want to jump, then still keep holding right so you don't bonk to that corner over there that is right above us. Over there you see the diagonal part like this. You want to still hold right, then hold left against the wall, then press jump out from the wall. Because let me show you. What I can do here is that I can hold left the whole time, or hold right, I mean. In this game you can't do infinite wall jumps like in Super Metroid, without like some really crazy stuff that I'm not gonna get into, but the thing is that you want to press the jump first, before you start holding away from the wall, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing here. So let me do this again, like this. You don't have to do it like smoothly like that, but that's the idea, you wanna do it. That's the first part. Now this is the second part that people may have the most trouble with. Like I said, you want to jump as late as possible when you're mid-air. If you jump early, you're gonna bump to the wall and die, because you may not be able to land on that slide there and make it up here again. So what you wanna do is jump as late as you can. There I jumped too early, too late, but you get the idea. It's really tricky. Let's give this another try. I usually take my time here just to think what I do. I don't spend here 5 seconds to do something like that. I'm like trying to think in my head how I do that jump. And after you have done that jump, that's the early grapple beam. When you slide through, Samus is dropping down. when you're airborne for like a split second or second, that's the moment when you can jump. If you jump too early, you'll bonk and you won't reach the other side. If you jump late, you may not get a jump at all because you're not in that moment when you can jump. So there's like a middle ground for it. It's really hard to explain. It's more of like you get the feeling when you do it a lot, and you can even practice it on any ledge. You see how Samus is mid-air there. That's the idea you wanna do, but you wanna do it like as late as you can, so you have a better chance to make it without bonking and dropping down to the lava. And now here's the Grapple Beam. After this, we head back. One tip I will give you for this room, do the grapple from this... oh my bad. Oops. Let me get over here. So you wanna kill that enemy first, by the way. When you get to this room, grapple from here, so you don't drop down by accident. Grapple all of these, like that. Kill the enemies, they only take 1 or 2 shots. I think it's 1 shot. But you get the idea. You want to go this way, unless you want to be a little bit faster, then go below where you just did the early Grapple Beam, but I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, if you're crazy, you can do that, but honestly, just do that, what I just did there. And now, when you're back here, then you can continue to the left. But let's get moving and see what we are gonna say now. Many of us found out you can break these blocks first, climb up this way, and go this way to the left over here. There's a grapple block. You'll break that and you go through this to the switch, the device, and get power back up. You can jump over this enemy or just melee it like that. This room is supposed to be gold, by the way. But once you get power back up, it's gonna become a gold room, and you can't go through any of that without Gravity Suit. Subscribe to YouTube if you want to. Alright, power is back up. Let's get the bombs. Also, if you look at the top of the screen, right there, it may look a lot like a base, doesn't it? With the eyes and mouth. Yeah, just a pretty neat detail that was noticed by a couple of people. If you want to melee them, you get some HP back from them like that, and here's bombs for you. You're liking this video live on YouTube. For the YouTube video viewers, this is gonna be pre-recorded, or like it was done on live on stream on my channel. There's a 2 missile back. If you want to, you can get it, but I don't really need it, so I'll be skipping it. It's just the 2 missiles, but 2 missiles can mean a lot too. Okay, after that, you wanna go over here. You remember where you came from? That's where the grapple block was. We continue towards left. And here's a neat part, by the way. You wanna go this way, because this is a little bit faster to go through, because you have to go through this again later, after you have to go back to Burenia. Now follow this path in Emi zone. After you shoot this door, you can slide through this, jump up here, and that's how you can do that Emi zone. This can be a little bit tricky part, because there's water everywhere and some enemies on the way, and especially these spike enemies can be annoying to deal with, so either kill them or make sure they don't notice you, then damage boost through them. It's up to you. And that's our path, Burenia right now. These enemies right here, what I like to do is I'm morph and use a bomb like that to kill them. Then I go through down here and I open this grapple block. Otherwise you will have to go around to get to this door actually. I personally always damage boost this because I don't think it's worth to kill that enemy. It takes a while. You can grapple them, like you can see it. It has a weak point open with the grapple icon, or like a blue, like 5 seconds. Well, that's a lot. Wow.
Uploading data.
After you go through this door, this enemy wants to attack you immediately. So what you can do is just hold left and press melee when you're on the ground, and you'll instantly counter it. You can kill this enemy like that, and you don't have to worry about getting sucked in by them. Here you can just grapple this. Much faster to go through. If you do that kind of jump there, you will run through that water in less time, if that makes sense. You'll slow down so much when you're underwater without gravity suit. It's faster here to jump over like this and these enemies too. Kill this enemy off your way, so it's not on your way anymore. Same thing again with the bombs and morph. Really works. This one I like to jump over. Now here you don't wanna go around down, you wanna go on this way, break this grapple block, then we go up. And we get flash shift. And I didn't mention, but on this video we'll be going through how to use flash shift and speed booster effectively, or as well as you can. And I'll be showing you some really good spots you might be able to even do yourself. Some speed booster and some shine spark spots. I like to get this E-tank still with the grapple beam, but if you wanna do it with a flash shift, that's up to you. If you drop down, it's not a big deal, but you can flash shift back. It's a little tricky timing to do. Kill that enemy, so it's not on your way. From here you can double flash through that door, so you don't have to wait next to the door to get your flash shift back. It's really easy to forget to use flash shift after you have got it. I started to remember, oh, I have a flash shift after I have gone to the Dairon, back to Dairon. These enemies will be better to kill them off your way with just missiles, so they're not on your way anymore. It doesn't matter what order you use for this to break down these blobs, but I think the right side is a little bit better than the left side at first. There's a missile tank too if you want to get it with the Grapple Beam. It takes like a second or two for the flash shift to refill after you have spammed it 3 times in a row, twice or just once. And that is the end of part 2 of this series. In the next part, we're gonna continue from Speed Booster to Burenia to open path in Burenia, go through Havoran to Elun to collect Plasma Beam. Thanks for watching.